violence at school.
Zero tolerance means you don't put up with anything. If the student broke the rules, you wouldn't tolerate it, you just put them out.
We're gonna get rid of, we're gonna forget, we're gonna warehouse these bad kids in a way that we've never done before. We have a connection between our school system and the criminal justice system that did not exist before and that I don't think should exist now.
From the 1980s and the 1990s, public schools have come to adopt policies and traditions that are based on zero tolerance and strict approaches for school discipline. Good afternoon. My name is Savon Dexter, and this is the effects of zero tolerance on the adolescent high schoolers residing in the United States in the 21st century. In the 21st century, zero tolerance policies demonstrated in U.S. high schools have been widely noticed for its ineffectiveness and negative impacts on various parts of a student's life. Rather than promote a safe learning environment, these policies have been correlated with a decline in academic success rates, increased likelihood for future misbehavior, and a negative impact on a student's mental health. In the work, Moral Courage and Intelligent Disobedience, Ted Thomas and Ira Shalev try to reach to their readers the importance it is to maintain standards and uphold moral values. However, despite the importance, a federal data study report provided by the University of Louisville from 2009 to 2002 revealed high school students were frequently suspended for very minor offenses, while fewer for very deservable offenses. This practice of exclusionary discipline, explained by author Jordan Bechtold of peer-reviewed journal J-Youth Adolescence, fails to address the underlying reasons for a student's behavior that could stem from a numerous amount of sources, but also leads to disengaging them and places them at higher risk for poor adaptation. While the intent of these practices may be to uphold values and maintain standards, the measures of harsh discipline and zero tolerance often contradict these goals. The use of disciplinary actions such as exclusionary and law and order discipline that fall under zero tolerance policies lead to the effects of students not being motivated or separated from the want to learn. Lisa Polarin, author of Student Disengagement and the Socialization Styles of High School, states, harsh organizational structure and formal rules of a school constrain or restrict its range of interactions that a student might have otherwise. As we take a look from the graph from the Gallup student poll, we can see out of 500,000 students, by the time they reach their senior year, 4 out of 10 students are qualified as engaged. Moving on, zero tolerance policies' use of disciplinary actions lead to students not being motivated. Moving on, use of exclusionary and harsh discipline leads to suggested misbehavior and predict behavior issues. Tests provided from the schoolyard to the squad car, school discipline, truancy, and arrest associate tests with gender, race, age, history of problem behaviors, and time-varying factors such as peer delinquency, parental control, and commitment to school, came to the conclusion that schools with exclusionary and disciplinary actions place youth at risk for involvement of juvenile justice system and increase of likelihood of arrest. As we take a look at this graph from Educational Next, it shows the number of days correlated with the number of days of suspension correlated with the number of days, the probability of them being incarcerated as adults. The effects are largest for Black and Hispanic students due to the higher rates of suspension and expulsion. In conclusion, research has proven that a positive climate is tied to high or improving test rates, test scores, promotion rates, and graduation rates. According to a 2018 study from the National Center on Safe Supportive Learning Environments, 7 years of long-term data on school leadership, community ties, faculty quality, school safety, and instructional guidance measured 10 times likely to be effective than zero tolerance policies. So, as in my conclusion, I propose that schools prioritize engagement, safety, and environment over zero tolerance. Thank you for your time.
All right, 2 questions for you. First up, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why didn't you use it?
Evidence that I gathered that I did not use was, it was like statistics on like self-harm on kids from being suspended, but it wasn't like enough to put in my research.
Okay. And what advice would you have for someone who wants to look at this very interesting topic in the future?
Advice I would give to them would be that they should look more into the statistics and that there are more ways. Yeah.
Okay.